All right, Strikers, what's going on? Welcome back to another podcast episode of Dev Chat. I'm Raynday. I'm here again. I know I've been missed for a couple episodes, but you guys have been holding down the fort. Brian and Logan are with me, of course. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great.
Yeah, man. It's good to have you back because we don't know how to host these things. I think it's been messy.
They went off the rails.
You need a conductor, that's all. But you guys are doing a great job. And the game has been so well received. I mean, I've been playing. It's cool that I've spent actually more time playing Paladins Strike since I've been gone than before when we did our first episode, because it's now available to everybody. A lot of good feedback from the community. And also a couple of updates you guys are going to make to improve the experience. So let's just get right into it. And let's talk about some of the main topics. I mean, champion-wise, I see it up here. I know everyone's been talking about it. Ying, she's been kind of a hot topic here. She's getting some adjustments.
Yeah, we need to buff her, right?
Yeah. A couple of buffs.
She's weak, right? Yeah.
People were saying she's like the lowest win rate character. Poor Ying. So let me just give a disclaimer real quick, by the way. We definitely hear what everyone's saying about Ying and also balance in general. I don't want people to think that we're not taking it seriously. There's just only so often we can update the game, and we're not able to quickly push adjustments, especially in her case where a bug is what's causing most of the outrage. We're not able to really quickly push those adjustments without an update. But so Ying's getting nerfed.
Yeah, she's getting nerfed. She's getting a bug fix. So
I mean, she was through walls, she was through shields, she was, auto. No, we wasn't, but it was close.
Yeah, so she's not going to shoot through everything anymore. She'll still shoot through players, so she can hit multiple champions at once, and she'll also still shoot through deployables. So, like, when I say deployable, I mean like a barracks turret, not barricade as a shield, right? But shields will start blocking it. Environments will block it. It's possible that the visual effects still looks like it's going through. That's a temporary new bug, but the damage won't actually pass through. So, so she's not going to shoot through the environment anymore. She's not going to shoot through shields anymore. That will do a lot to bring her in line. And also, we're going to bring her damage down a bit as well. We think that she's hitting a little bit too hard for how easy it is to hit people with that attack.
I mean, she's definitely not in need of being nerfed in the normal Paladins, so at least her counter ego, her alto ego there can get nerfed and see a little bit of that treatment and be OP for at least a patch now. And she's taken down. But I mean, the bigger thing too for me that I'm seeing on here is not just the champions getting buffed, or nerfed. It's actually the fact that there's a new champion coming in. One of our favorites, one of my favorites in the realm, Shaolin, will be joining us in Paladins Strike.
Absolutely. We're planning an update this weekend. It's going to have all of this stuff in it. But Shaolin is our next big update, next big champion that we're bringing in. He's got some really cool mechanics on his basic attack that Brian teased on Twitter.
Yeah.
Some bouncing.
The master.
Yeah. We changed, so we're guilty of doing this with a few champions now. Although thankfully most people have liked the adjustments we've made to like Maeve and Grok, right, where they behave a little differently in Strike than they do in core Paladins. And for Shaolin, we've done it again. This time, he doesn't have a draw hold, so in Paladins, when you play Shaolin, you draw, there's a short draw time, and then the longer you draw, right, the farther the projectile goes. If you don't draw too long, it has this kind of like sad, like,
I call it the floppy noodle.
The floppy noodle. I like that. That's good. So that's not happening in our version. In our version, instead, he's able to fire right away, but what his arrow does is it bounces. And so he fires one arrow with a primary attack, and each time it bounces, it gains damage. So players will be encouraged to bounce in order to deal optimal damage, and also to find interesting areas where they can bounce to maybe zone people out or get better hits or poke at people. And it bounces a maximum of 2 times, so you don't have to worry about like someone glitching the game and creating an infinite bounce wall that you can't bounce through, right? It's a maximum of 2 bounces, but then there's some really cool things you'll be able to do with that later, specifically around bouncing it off deployables for things that are to come in the future. So like some of the gameplay will be there now, but there's going to be even more emergent gameplay coming in the future that you'll be able to do with teamwork and like other interesting characters. Think about people who can create things you might be able to bounce off of in Paladins. So that'll be something that's cool to look forward to.
That is super exciting. And the damage boost, I mean, I can see this being really good, not only zoning when people are coming back onto the point, but just like those angles. You run out of sight, you can't get around, you don't want to leave the objective, and then off the wall, take them, send them back to spectator. I love that idea. And now, I mean, can we know about the rest of the kit? Are we going full into it here?
Sure, we can talk about it. I think the first thing people are going to want to know is what ability do we remove?
I mean, and how does stealth work in this game too? That's how I would like.
So we remove planted.
Okay.
I want people to know that right out of the gate, and the reason is, this game is primarily about skill shots and not spam, and we were planted would increase the amount of spam. We don't want that. So that was the one we took away, and we felt like what was core to Shaolin's playstyle, what people really enjoy, is being able to disappear and reappear, right? Roll backwards, trick people out. Hey, where is he? Just similar to Ying, how she's always switching with her illusions. Shaolin is creating decoys and moving around, and you don't really know where he is. So that's what we wanted to preserve. So he still has his ability to roll backwards in stealth, and it's a true stealth. And he also still has his ability to, it's like the on her spear, right, from Smite, where he hits you with the arrow, and if you get impaled against a wall, you're stunned.
Oh boy.
And then his ultimate is exactly the same. It's create a decoy of himself and stealth with each attack, and then instead of being able to charge faster, his draw, he's gaining ammo faster, right? He's just similar to how Buck operates when he uses his ultimate. So we think that plays really well and gives you an opportunity to try bounces more quickly and really confuse your opponents. And again, his stealth is a true stealth. So what that means in our game is that if you're standing next to him, you're not going to see him. He's actually totally invisible. So Skye has both a true stealth and the way stealth works in Paladins.
Right, where you
so
can
when
stand
she
in
uses, when she's in her smoke screen, she's true stealth. You can't see her at all.
Oh, okay.
But when she uses hidden, she's revealed right away if you're within a certain radius of her.
Gotcha.
So this is true stealth. And if that's too OP, we'll change it.
I mean, and I was going to ask you, Logan, and playing with it maybe a little bit, how that feels, because in Paladins you have that Illuminate you can buy to counter that out, or and his ultimate kind of got changed a little bit where he actually is revealed now every time he shoots instead of the clone. So do you think that's going to be something you guys just keep a heavy eye on and how that performs?
Yeah, we'll definitely keep a heavy eye on his balance and his performance in games, but I think Shaolin in our game has a really interesting take on stealth gameplay. You've got Skye, who's got stealth gameplay, and you've got Shaolin in our game right now. Skye is very much disappear, enter the fight, burst someone down, get out. Shaolin is more be tactical, bounce your shots. If you get into a bad spot, use your stealth to disengage, or use your stealth to get into a better spot so that you can shoot them. Not necessarily as much burst, as much, annoyance.
He's a playmaker, man. I mean, even in Paladins, he's very much like a midfielder, I would say, in soccer, right? Where he can be defensive, he can also be offensive and get the scoring move going. And so that's super exciting. I cannot wait. I'm glad I'm saving my crystals. We talked about that, saving our tickets so we can get him when he comes out, and that'll be out in update too. Moving on though, because there's still more to cover. We've got a new skin for Buck, and we don't, just want to leave a little bit of room to talk about this. Huawei skin is actually coming for one of my favorite flankers.
Yeah, so Buck, this makes me so sad because I have a skin for Buck, and now people are going to be like, it's not good because we could get this skin. This skin's so much better.
It looks so muscled in it. I mean, you just gotta appreciate that it even exists, right?
Yeah, I do appreciate it. They made me look very strong, like Arnold in his prime.
There it is.
There's a new skin. There's a Mecha Buck skin. It won't be available to players right away, so they're going to see it in the bill, and they're going to say, how can we get this? It's not available for sale. It's, as you noted, an exclusive promotion with Huawei, and we'll give players more information about that. Plug into social media, pay attention to Discord, Reddit, and we'll give more information on that at a later date. But it's a promotional skin. It's not going to be sold. You'll be able to get it for free through various ways, and we'll get into more details about that later. And then also this update, there'll be skins obviously for Shaolin, so that'll be cool. There'll be some new stuff to check out for him, and of course as a new champion has to come with some cool outfits. And we'll also have another skin that we're adding that again won't be available right away, although I might cheat and give it to myself because I love this character. But Jin is also getting a new skin as well.
Ooh, the Tyrant coming in.
It's super cool. People can like oogle it and then wonder when it's going to come. But basically, we wanted to include it in a promotion that wasn't ready for this update. So now it's just going to kind of sit there, and you guys will just look at it and
just
be
look
like,
at it. I can't wait.
If you thought the Dragon Tyra skins were cool, just wait.
And is there pressure? I mean, you guys have been obviously noted to be giving probably the best skins maybe hi-rez has ever seen in this mobile game, and now I feel like the pressure's just mounted. You just have to keep overperforming.
That's nice. We have that's nice of you to say. I like that. We have a good art team. We have a really strong art team with our partner, and they've got great ideas, and we meet regularly and go over them. There's another skin in here, which I'll let Logan talk about later, but they're cool. They have fun with it, but they also make like really exciting, high quality stuff. And we've got plans coming up, you know, for summertime. We've already done our planning around what we want to do and a couple of themes. And I don't want to spoil it now, but fun, like people are going to be, I think people will think it's cool. So
I can't wait, man. And you know, we've got another bundle here for update 2. Obviously, we're in dev chat 4 now, but this update's going to bring
secret.
It's going to bring Logan's secret stash bundle. And if you couldn't hear me there, I was whispering. But Logan's secret stash bundle. No one's supposed to know about this, but why don't you tell us? Just between us 3.
Yeah, no one's supposed to know about it, but it's also listed as an in-app purchase on all of our stores and in our game.
It's getting marketing, but it's a secret.
Guys.
Secret marketing.
Yeah, this is our first direct purchase bundle that we're doing.
Nice.
It's really, really high value. It's 99 cents, and it has 100 crystals, a great rune chest, a lucky ticket bundle, a rainbow rune core, and of course the greatest skin in the game.
Greatest, buffest.
Oh my
gosh. A Barrack skin modeled directly after yours truly.
Oh man.
Logan Barrack.
Logan Barrack.
I think they initially called it Hitman Barrack.
They did call it
Logan apparently looks like a hitman.
You guys.
Also, he sells for $1 and I'm free, which means I'm cheap.
That's right.
I'm less valuable than you.
We know where the money's at here. It's in Logan and it's in Barrack. It always has been. The guy's OP and Logan's OP. So we love it. So that's a great bundle, people. I mean, it's a 99 cents for all of that.
Yeah.
So here's the idea, right? We want to make sure that no matter where you are, if you're on the fence about whether or not you want to spend money with us,
right.
We want to give you something that's not a big investment, that will create a lot of value for you and allow you to learn about all the different things in Paladins Strike. So that's the goal behind this secret stash. And it's a great deal. You can go in and math it out. It's really good. And also we have it set at a pricing tier that adjusts dynamically based on where you live. So
great.
The equivalent of $1, right, in the US, if you do a currency exchange, maybe it's not quite the equivalent of what other people would consider $1 in their local currency.
Right.
But this price package should dynamically adjust down for you. So it should be a great deal wherever you are.
Wow.
And you get an opportunity to play as Logan, and he's awesome. And then again, just get all these other free things that are bundled in there.
That's a win-win.
Yeah, it's really fun to be able to do something like this. Like we were mentioning, the art team really does some just out there crazy fun stuff, but they also bring it back for these cool epic skins.
Yeah.
Like the Ice Lord. But we can also go out on a branch and do a crazy bundle like this whenever we have the opportunity. I think it's also worth mentioning that this bundle is a direct purchase.
Okay.
So it's not a crystal purchase, so it won't count towards the Drogos promotion.
That's correct.
Just to get out ahead of that. It won't get you the free Drogos promotion. You'll still have to top up your crystals with another in-app purchase to get him, but
I love that you use the word top up.
This
is how you know you are. This is a collaboration. The first time we saw that, I was like, "What is top up? What does that mean?" It's like first purchase, but like I guess in some places it's called top up. I love that.
Yeah.
That's right. So you still, to get Drogos, you would still need to buy crystals, and of course our lowest crystal price point is $2.99. So still a low price point.
Yeah.
And that you don't need to get like a big bundle of crystals. The lowest one will get you Drogos. So we figure this is like your introductory purchase.
Nice.
Learn about the game, try things, get a ton of value for a very low price point, and then if you're enjoying the game and you want to help us out, go ahead, get that $2.99 purchase. Drogos will be yours.
Yeah.
You'll get crystals. Maybe you buy Drogos skin. Like whatever you want.
Who knows?
And double crystals for your
first purchase too. Yeah, that's right.
Beautiful.
BOGO.
So there's so many incentives here, and you guys can. There's obviously that's going to be in the update notes, so people can read a little bit more about that if they want. And we've shared a bunch on that. So check it out. Logan's Secret Stash Bundle coming in update 2. We also have a couple of just quality of life fixes. You guys mentioned that was important for this update. Fixes for the black screen bug on some devices. That's going to be fixed. I don't know if there's anything to elaborate on that or if people are interested in that except knowing that it's fixed.
You go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say a lot of our players have been experiencing what's commonly become known as the black screen bug, where they open the app and all they see is a black screen. They're not able to get into the game, and that really sucks, obviously, because they can't play the game. But we've done some further digging. We've done some QA on a lot of devices, and we've been able to fix that on hopefully your device. We're still that's gonna be an ongoing effort over the next few updates, trying to get all of these issues taken care of, but we've taken a hard look at that one over the last few weeks.
Yeah, that's always a bad one. When you just can't play, like those are the ones that really get people like dismayed. So I'm glad that got some attention quickly. Awesome job by the team. Also, some improvements for global chat. And Brian, I mean, this is something that's it's in the bottom left corner. Everyone's always typing and chatting. What are the improvements being added to this?
I love global chat. We talk about it regularly, and I always tell people, like, you just gotta let it run its course. It's just it's a crazy place.
It is, certainly.
Anything goes, but one thing that maybe we don't want to go is bots, right? Or maybe using code, because people are very clever in figuring out how to increase their font size or change the color of their text, etc. Right. So in this update, we're going to take some steps to try and improve the quality of chat. We want to let you troll. We want to let you have fun. We want to let you find people to group with and all the other things you would think that that's for. But we don't want people being victims of phishing. And definitely, please don't click on any URLs. An admin will never give you a URL in that chat. Anyone who says that they're an admin doesn't have the red GM icon is not an admin. Do not listen to them. And so we want to clean some of that up. So we'll be making some adjustments, and also, as fun as the code trolling was and seeing people writing like massive text, we're going to be taking that away as well. So this should improve the quality of global chat. Again, you can still troll, have fun.
Still troll. I mean, it's competitive.
It
what would competitive gaming be without some trolling?
Correct.
In the end, it wouldn't feel real, wouldn't feel normal.
That's right.
And I guess, I mean, this leads us to a lot of questions that some people will ask. This is our time to kind of, reach out and hear what the community is asking and respond in some ways, however, candid you can be on the situation. And I think the one thing I've been interested in, too, I love clans, and people are asking, will a clan system ever be implemented? Is this something you guys have ever thought about?
Well, in a way, people have taken it upon themselves to implement the system themselves.
Oh,
Just use a rename ticket.
Yeah, this is something we're definitely interested in, and we've been really happy to see that certain players who like to play together and want to form a clan have taken it upon themselves to tag themselves by using a rename ticket.
Gotcha.
And putting that in front of the name. That's awesome.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think a robust clan feature would be a great idea. But we have to pick our battles.
Definitely.
So on the development side, there's limited resources to work on different features. And so for right now, and what you're going to see in the next month, is our priority is quality assurance, improving game stability, fixing some of the bad bugs that are out there so that everybody can have a better experience playing the game. And we know about the networking problems people are having with lag, and so we want to focus on that, as well as the black screen and other things that are going on. So that's a high priority, but those engineers, if they're working on fixing those, can't work on some of these other big features we'd like clans. So when we look at the things that we think players are going to enjoy the most, we think, clans is a good thing to do, but it's probably many months out over some of the other features we want to be able to add.
Absolutely makes sense, man. I mean, I know it better here, seeing it all happen. It's just there's only so many people, only so much time. You got to choose what you want to prioritize, and then this game, obviously coming out blazing fast, has a lot of things to handle. So hopefully in the future, some type of that. Otherwise, use a rename ticket. And let's look at, I think one of the big things that in a competitive game can kind of rub you the wrong way. Deserters, obviously that's a part of life when you play competitive. Do you guys anticipate seeing a harsher penalty for deserters? Is this just something that's going to happen in a game that is of a competitive nature, and it is what it is?
So something that the person who asked this question may not realize is that we have a scaling deserter system where if someone deserts once, they'll get a short penalty because it might have been an accident, right?
Gotcha.
Their phone might have died, the app might have crashed, they might have gotten a phone call. If they desert twice, it'll up the desert time. If they desert 3 times, it'll up it, and it increases exponentially to the point where, and there's a cap, of course, but they're not going to be playing anytime soon if they are consistently deserting matches.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So okay.
Also, in the current build, I believe Deserter may not be working the way we intend it to be working. So in update 2, I think this problem's resolved.
Gotcha.
So if you're getting frustrated at, playing maybe at diamond level and people are like, oh, it's that guy's avatar, I'm not going to accept, I'm going to wait till he's on my team.
Right.
And then you've got people switching their avatars secretly. I know I do this all the time. Hopefully that will no longer be necessary, because if people are dodging, then they'll be going to timeout.
Gotcha.
Right, so.
There it is.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning, if someone does AFK in one of your games or desert, the bot takes over, right? We have a really sophisticated bot system that will see when somebody has AFK'd or disconnected, and it'll take over that character, so you're not just left with dead weight on your team.
I mean, even a bot can hit a Victor ult, man, and that might change the game right there. I know it. Just give me Makoa, I can 1v3 plenty of time, so I'm not worried about that. But good to know that'll be changed and hopefully fixed, improved in update 2. Another question somebody had, when will we get new maps? Will the current map see any adjustments? I guess that's all part of the same question of, like, what's the trajectory for maps in upcoming updates?
So for new maps, there's an interesting question on our side around, what do we do first? Do we make more maps for existing game modes, or do we give people new game modes to try? Because, as you might imagine, similar to in the community, we have no shortage of things we want to test out. Right?
Oh yeah.
There's a long list of like game modes we've authored that are like, oh, how cool would this be if we could just play this mode? And it's like the list is forever. And so, which one do we do first? I think we're still figuring that out internally. Probably there's some game modes we want to test that will, of course, have new maps associated with those modes. And then whether we make more maps for the existing modes is still an ongoing discussion, because at one point we had 2 different maps for Siege. We pulled one of them out because it didn't play as well. That map will probably come back at some point with adjustments.
Right.
In terms of the current maps, definitely in this update, we're going to be making some key changes to both Siege and Summons.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's right. In this update, we moved the spawn points back a little. So we were seeing a big problem with spawn camping. If you won the point, you were able to walk over to the enemy base and basically keep them in spawn, right? If your team was good enough. We don't want that happening. It really locks down games, and it doesn't create a good play experience for everyone. So what we've done is moved the spawn points back a little bit and created a larger zone that the enemy team can't move past, right? So before it was just blocking off the little circle.
Gotcha.
Now it's the lines are moved up a bit, so the enemy can't run quite as close to your base, so you'll have more of a chance to respawn, flank, go a different route to get out of your spawn.
Yeah, we've opened it up basically. So part of the problem in the current gameplay, and again, this isn't most games, it's really when there's a huge skill differential,
right? Or
somebody maybe just is not wave respawning right, they're running out one at a time and they're getting caught. Where, like Ruckus or somebody really powerful could sit there and just spam your spawn. Right. And if you leave your spawn, you have to get hit by this. And I think also people don't realize that there's a limited time and vulnerability leaving the spawn until you fire. And so people come out shooting, they lose their invulnerability, and then they're just dying and they're not able to leave. The new spawn is a wide open area, so it's not spammable. It's too much, there's too much free space.
Exactly.
So if you're sitting there just unloading on an area, people are just gonna walk right around it, and you're gonna be wasting your abilities. We didn't know that this is gonna create the total solution we're looking for, but it's a step in the right direction, and we'll test it and gather feedback.
Great. Yeah.
And then on Summons, we have a change related to how bases work. So this is less of a layout change and more of a, we heard people are backdooring too much, and that's not the gameplay we want. And it sounds like from a poll that we ran on Twitter, it's not the gameplay the players want either.
Right.
So what we've done is we ran a poll. We said, look, do you want Summons to stay the same? Do you want it to be different where the base is only vulnerable when the Juggernaut's present?
Right.
Or do you want to do it so that the base is not vulnerable at all? I might be remembering these options well. Anyways, the solution that was voted on the most, which had more than 50% of the votes, was make it so that bases are not vulnerable unless the Juggernaut's in range of the base.
Gotcha.
So that's what we've done.
Gotcha.
And hopefully that improves the play.
Yeah,
it's not going to stop Ruckus from ulting the base while the Juggernaut's there unless you kill him.
Gotcha.
But you'll be there and be able to defend and prepare for that which should be pretty interesting.
Brian, I'm hearing a lot about Ruckus. I think I may know where to put my tickets now.
Exactly.
I'm hearing a lot about that. So keep an eye out. Some spoilers here of win rates. Now, since we're talking about champions, I guess another question, and this is getting on a little bit, so I do want to make sure we cover these a little quicker and then just kind of wrap it up for people listening. We appreciate you guys being on. How do you guys decide what champion you're going to release next, and how often do you guys expect to add champions to the game? Every patch? Every other patch?
Yeah, I don't know how much we want to talk about our release planning, but we are planning on constantly updating the game and constantly adding new characters. You should often see new characters coming into the mobile realm.
Our goal is, and we were doing this in soft launch, we want to give you 2 new champions a month.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen this next month because we have other problems we're fixing, so we'll be a little slower this month. But our goal is to give you 2 new champions a month. In terms of planning, we want to get you everybody in Paladins, and then figure out what we're going to do.
Yeah, that's the big question. Because I'm like, you guys are going to catch up real fast. You're already having a lot.
Yeah, I think I did the math, and it was something like December, January.
Yeah,
we hit parity, and then
we got a year.
We have discussions about what happens then.
Yeah. Well, you have plenty of time to figure that one out, so that's exciting, and we can expect. I guess if you're asking that question, you just want to know, are there more champions coming quickly?
Yes.
And the answer is yes. So that's cool. Could we expect Team Deathmatch to return in the future? Everybody always wants deathmatch.
Chirp, chirp.
Ribbit.
Yes.
Okay.
Next question.
Okay, moving on. How long does the team take to identify and fix a bug or balance fix in general?
Yeah, this is an interesting one to answer because we've had so many bugs over the last few weeks that we've been fixing that the community has noticed since we went worldwide, and I think it's good to inform people about our process. We've talked about it in other places, but it's good to talk about it here. So when we identify a bug, we hear about it either from our QA testers or from the community directly. They'll contact us, they'll send us screenshots.
Right.
A lot of people in the community giving really good feedback, and that's the best way for us to know about the bug and to be able to...
big bugs.
Yeah, if you see a bug, take a screenshot, write a detailed description of how you got the bug to happen and send it to us, and we can generally get that in our system and get an engineer working on it really quickly. But unlike our other games, Paladins PC, Smite, we can't update on such a frequent
level. So no, not a lot of hot fixes. It's more of the major updates. So
well, the difference between PC and us is that Paladins PC can hotfix whenever they want, right? And that is at the mercy of what we deem is important, right? If they have some bugs that really need to get through, they can push a hotfix regardless of their patch schedule. For us, we work through platforms like Apple and Google Play. We have to put a build through certification, right? There are a few things that we can hotfix in terms of text and localization and stuff like that, but if we want to make major code changes or balance changes at the moment, we're looking to fix that. But if we want to make major code changes, for a lot of these bugs that you report, we have to wait for an entire development cycle to fix the bugs, QA them, get the build through certification, and then release it out to the player base.
And so sometimes the bugs aren't as easy as they may seem. So like I know one bug that's still going to be an update too is the bug where your audio cuts out when you get a notification. And it might seem like a simple bug, like, hey, you should just be able to say when the notification comes through, check for audio, restore audio. But actually in this instance, it's a problem with the version of Unity we're using, and so we need to upgrade the entire Unity, which will break or harm a bunch of plugins or other things that can create more bugs than we have today. So sometimes something that seems like it's really easy to fix is actually not. And it's not that it's not important to us, but we have to prioritize and also think about the bigger picture of the project. Like, yes, you may lose sound, but would you rather lose sound or would you rather not be able to get in the game because if we upgrade, maybe now you have the black screen bug, right? And obviously in a perfect world that you don't have any give and take, but we have to balance that and prioritize, and so sometimes things that seem easy, they're really not, and you just have to trust us that we have your best interests in mind, and we're going to make the decisions that we think will give you the best play experience, even if it requires a little bit of patience on your side.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to ditto that. If anyone's coming from not being a developer or in the design world of games, I mean, just spending the last couple of years here walking the halls and being around the Paladins development, I had a totally different thought of how I thought games got made, got changed. It was like, you'd run across something and say, why don't they fix this? This is obvious. Why is this not? You're just like, man, there are so many other people doing so many other things right now you do not understand. And it's great to get that awareness. Obviously, everyone here has the best interest in heart for the game. And in that being in mind, we also love the game. So leading into the last question and kind of a fun one, what are your guys' favorite champions in Paladins? And this could be to play, or this could just be your favorite champion. You may be bad at them.
Well, long rant incoming. Just kidding. My favorite character is Grover.
Yeah, Ying last patch.
I'm pretty sure I started the Church of Grover movement.
Yeah.
Just saying. But Androxus has been my #1 played.
Really?
Paladins Strike so far. I love reversing a Ruckus ult into an entire enemy team. It's so satisfying. But with this new bundle coming in, it's going to have to be Barrack, right? Because I'm Barrack.
I mean, now you have to play Logan Barrack.
I have to.
People get mad at me because I have my voice back on in Paladins when I stream, and I'm just like, dude, if you had a voice back in a game, you would totally play it too.
Oh,
so
yeah.
what are you talking about? Come on. I expect to see some Logan Barrack highlights, man. And what about you, Brian?
So for me, it's definitely Jhin. I like him the most. I really appreciate when people say he's underpowered because I play him in top-rated games and do pretty good. His play style is challenging, and that's what I enjoy about it, is that he's very squishy, but if people aren't paying attention to him, he can deal a lot of damage, and you have to pick the right time to go in. So I enjoy that. Similarly, if I have to play frontline, then I grab Terminus because they play kind of similarly, although Terminus is obviously able to soak a whole lot more damage, but those are probably my 2 favorite. And then my 3rd most played, I'm really just reading you my most played, is Buck, right?
Ooh,
I got a skin
Buck,
for him, but I also
Buck.
enjoy the play style of like high risk, again, get in your face, tons of damage, but only if you're ignored. If everyone turns on you when you jump in, you get blown up.
Exactly.
You can't do anything. And so again, it's like, when do I go in? When do I not go in? I enjoy that like high risk, high reward type play.
He seems really like he's pretty much, and I mean, just tagging onto this, Buck definitely was my most played champion when I first started out. And then I started shifting a little bit more towards Makoa because I just would win more, because in an objective-based game, having a frontliner who guys are around the objective with shields and stuff, they can still do damage. You can outplay most people in that role. So I love Makoa. The hook is still just as good, just as deadly. Does a little bit less damage than Buck, but I mean, him and Buck are like, those are my go-tos right there.
Yeah.
Cassie melts me though, so I gotta figure out. I need to start playing Cassie, or I need to stay away from Cassie, because Ziggs is doing way more than he ever does in normal Paladins. He does not stun you for 2 seconds. He just flies and likes, hey, there's some guys over there. He's like doing the whole job down here. So great characters, so much fun. Shaolin coming next patch as well, guys. Balance fixes for Ying, new skins, the Logan bundle, a lot of fixes to the bug system, and some great info for those who care a lot about Paladins Strike. Thank you so much for staying tuned with us, guys. I'm Raynday, of course, joined with Brian and Logan of the development team. And of course, we will see you all next time for another dev update. As always, remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and we'll see you all in the realm.